Hey, this is Keith from Say the Russ. We're going to continue working on our 1910 to 14 Flanders 4 motorcycle. Stay tuned. So we managed to get the rear mount off. We had to drill out the rivets so we can look at trying to make this fender better. And here is one of the mounts, which is really bad. But again, you can see right here, nickel. So we can add that to our list of things that are nickeled. And here's one of the arms, the braces that goes to the back axle right here. And here's the opposite side. So we're going to get this one straight, and we're going to attempt to get that one straight. I have a feeling it's just going to snap in half, but let's see what we can do. So how this should go together is like that. And then the bolt at the back axle goes around it and holds in position. And the two ends that are double threaded, that goes to the braces on the fender. So we got this one fairly straight. This one, we're going to straighten it out right away. Just using a hammer. I think we're going to keep this angle here because that could be the proper angle. Because when it fits on the frame, it actually goes to the center of it, between the two plates. So we'll just straighten out the rest of it. Looks pretty good to me. So once these two are together, kind of like that fashion. So I just have a feeling this is going to snap right away, but we'll see if we can open this up. Just using some leverage. Yeah, she really feels like she's going to just snap any second here. Yep. Knew it. These will all be remade also. They're just too bent, corroded. So this one, I think the curve is here. It's so, yep. I have a feeling this is the round part here. That this is where this starts. So I might try and heat this up and then bend it, see if it won't snap. So we managed to, with some heat, kind of close up that loop, but you can see in the metal how it was twisted. So this, you can see how this is completely twisted. So we're gonna try and twist it back here. All right. Well, better than it was. We'll see if we can, we'll have to weld the other piece back on, and then at least it gives us an idea of what we need to make. So what we have here is the last couple pieces that need to come apart. This is your, one of them's your clutch and one of them's the belt tensioner. And this one I'm kind of interested in. You can see the slot in there. You see how it's all serrated here. I'm wondering if there was some kind of spring and tension, something on here to kind of click in there. So we're going to start heating up these bolts, heating up these ones, taking the clamps off and slowly getting it apart so we can figure out what is salvageable and what isn't. This one obviously will have to be remade. It's rotten. This actually is in really good shape. This rod, I just don't know, not rod, but this lever. Not sure if this was supposed to be bent or not. But this looks good. The this arm here, where there's the serrations, looks good, and these mounts will have to be remade. But we got a couple of good components here. So we were able to get it off. You can see the nickel underneath where the mount was. So that nickel was just stuck in there for the last 110 years. So we'll bag all this up, and then we'll continue with taking off some of these bolts. These ones are actually coming off quite nice. So these bolts they're rusted into these spacers, so I'm going to heat them up and then get them out, and I'm really curious to see if anything's in here. I'm gonna have to let these soak in some penetrating fluid. They're just so rotten, so rusted on, and I don't want to bend these arms. So I've got it about as good as I think I'm going to get it at this point. It's just ripping more in spots, and it's twisted pretty good. What I'm hoping to do is, I made a few bucks in the past to replicate some sheet metal. This one here, that's a copy of a Jesse James villain tank that I'd made up here years ago. And then I put on my planishing hammer and I destroyed it, but that was just a trial and error kind of thing. So I do have some metalworking equipment I haven't used in a while. I got let's see here. I got a homemade planishing hammer I built there. I have a shrinker stretcher. I have an English wheel over here. The shop is packed. There's an English wheel. Plus I have an electric bead roller. And I'm not even sure what else. A few more pieces. Haven't used much of it in the last, 5 years at least. But I want to at least attempt to make this new fender. So I need a couple good spots where the radius is correct, and so I can kind of figure out how to make it and the geometry of the fender, and then make one of those bucks. Doesn't hurt to try. I got nothing to lose. So I'm gonna call that a mild success. The fender has the shape of a fender, still twisted, but like I was saying about the buck, that's the reason I wanted to kind of get this. So if you kind of look at this spot right here, it looks like it's a nice similar crown, same kind of here. Obviously it concaves in here, and here's just a mess. But if I can get this plane and then replicate it all the way, because the fender won't go up and down, it'll just be continuous, the same radius. And then if I can find one good spot on the inside of the fender that, I'm pretty confident that that's the shape, then I can use that to make a continuous buck all the way and try and replicate it. But it's just another part of the process. I also got the back piece. It's just over here. If you remember the front fender, if you've seen video of the front fender, it wasn't in the greatest shape either. So this would go on here. That's the back section. So it's progress. So with that, I think I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of going uphill now. Now it's the restoration part. Now, other than getting this off and getting the crank off, which we'll have to use acetylene to get that heated up really well. I feel like we're going into the restoring the parts and building the parts and kind of stage. Hope you enjoyed it so far. Thanks for those who are watching the videos. Just trying to bring you along a crazy journey of bringing this 110-year-old motorcycle that was driven over by a tractor and back on the road. Follow for episode 11.